Hey guys, back with another video, and today I have a birthday book haul slash what do you say, Funko haul? Yeah, we'll do that. All right. So my birthday was yesterday, March 25th. You are seeing this go up probably the 26th or the 27th. Um, Depends on if I need to edit the video. Um, so I have been on spring break from teaching, and I have been to the bookstore 3 different times. Um, to start with, I have a coworker and friend who took me to the bookstore. That was the time that she spent with me, early birthday. Um, so we went to Half Price Books. I took 6 books in, and I only got enough money to literally buy one of their books that is on their shelf. So for the 6 books that I brought in, they were still actually like fairly new. Well, I won't say fairly new releases, but they were still not extremely old books. I think all of them were released and read within 2 years. So look, I love Half Price Books, but at the same time, I have a love hate relationship with them, because I took in 6 books. I got $9.95, and for one of the books that I took in, I saw that they were reselling the book for $10. So, and I get it, everybody has to make a profit. But if one of those books that you're reselling is for $10 and the other one was for $15, why for all 6 books did I only get $9? That was only enough for one book. So I thought it was kind of a ripoff. There was only one book that I did give them that I had not seen on their shelves at all. I went over in that section to see if it was there, and I think they probably, like, that book probably wasn't even worth giving me money for, to be honest. But the other books, the other 5 books, were fairly decent books and are rated pretty decently on Goodreads as well. So, and they had, like, loads of those books. So it kind of upset me that I didn't get very much back. But even with that, I was still, with that $10, I was able to get 2 books from them. And then I just bought 2 more on my own. So we'll start there. And yeah, let me show you the 4 books that I got from Half Price Books. This book is my favorite book, and what's crazy is my favorite book from, is it high school or middle school? I can't remember if I read it in middle school or high school, but I'm pretty sure it was middle school, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it more, but I can't remember. I know I watched the movie in high school, and I know in one of my classes we reread the book in high school, but I do distinctively remember this being somewhere in that age range of middle school and high school. But I don't know why I never owned the book. I've checked it out from the library multiple times. I even had my oldest son read it, but I never ever actually owned it. And since I own the movie, I was like, why do I not have a copy of my own? And so I did. I got a copy, and it was on sale for $3, which I thought was pretty cool. So I got me my own copy. This is not the original cover. So yeah, but I do like this cover. So I got The Outsiders. Yeah, I don't. Oh, this is cool. So these are considered platinum editions. So this is the platinum edition. And in the back of the book, that's what I was like, I know there's a part of this that I wanted to share. It's just showing the platinum editions of other books that were like famous at this time for their message. And I actually own the platinum edition of Speak. But I never actually heard of the book Things Not Seen. And it's an Andrew Clements book. So I never heard of that last one, but I do own Speak, the Platinum Edition. Both of those are really, really great books, and the messages that those books have were really great, which upsets me that this book, I believe this one, but I know for sure Speak is on the ban list. There's a lot of books on the ban list that I don't get. All right, so next book, because I've been recommended this book many times, and I think on this one, yes, I can actually get the sticker off. So there's not a cover on this one, which was a little upsetting, but it was also the only copy that was there, so I just grabbed it. And it is Imaginary Friend by Stephen Chabowski, I believe is how you pronounce the last name. So there's no cover, and the cover of this book is actually a really gorgeous. So it was a little upsetting that there was no cover, but I got it. I got a copy of it. It is a tome. It's a thicken. It is 705 pages. And I'm assuming that this is about an imaginary friend, or maybe they think they have an imaginary friend. I don't know. But I don't know much about this book, and I was actually told that I'd enjoy it more going in blind, so I never went to go look at a summary of it. I genuinely want to go into it blind. So there's that one. Let's see if I can get the sticker off of this one. I hate the stickers. I don't want to mess up my The Outsiders cover, and stickers aren't always like great at coming off of paperback books, so I haven't been able to get that top sticker off. I just got the $3 sticker off though. All right, so the next book is by Stephen King. One of my favorite YouTubers really love this book, but I'm also trying to collect Stephen King books, but also like the ones that I like. But this was one I was recommended, although I had not read yet. I was recommended, go ahead and get it, you'll like it. So that's what I did, and this one is Misery. I've heard this actually talked about quite a bit on YouTube. So I just went ahead and picked it up. And I still like, even though this is the hardback, it's written like an old mass paperback, like the layout of it. So, got that one. And then lastly, I have a book that's, for a lot of people, it's kind of ridiculous. But for me, it's right up my alley. So I got the Unofficial Harry Potter Cookbook, which is different from the Harry Potter Cookbook. So I got this one. And I saw this one for pretty cheap, for $12. And I was able to use my educator discount on all of these. So I still didn't spend over $18 for any of these. So the ticket did cover half of the 4 books, but it was still like, you know. So what made me get this book was not even the Harry Potter cake. It was, if I can find it, was it? Nope. Well, there's this like little egg sausage recipe that I'd only had once when I lived in Georgia. And then there was a shepherd's pie in here. And I can't find it. I know it's in here because it's what sold me on this book. But there's so many recipes in here, it's crazy. But anyway, that's the book. Let's see if I can fan it. Or just open it up to one. There we go. There's a recipe in there. The butter beer's in here. there's a lot of just great recipes. And that's the back. So, all 4 of these half-price books. And then I went to Barnes & Noble the day before my birthday on Thursday with a friend from church. And it was so awesome because I didn't know that she loved going to bookstores, like just randomly prowling through bookstores as much as I do. So that was awesome to find out. And we didn't even get through the entire bookstore. We made like this weird U shape. But we didn't get through half the bookstore. I was just like, oh, you should try this book, this book, this book. And we just stop and talk about, like the summary of the book, what the book is about. And then she would do the same thing with me with books that she's read. And then we talked about the books that we wanted to read, but all within this like U-shaped line we went down. So we didn't get even through half of the store. So many more bookstore trips in our future. But I got 4 things when I was with, actually, I didn't get 4 things. I got 3 things. Yeah. I got 3 things when I was at the bookstore with her. For some reason, I thought I had 4. Oh, no, I had 4 items in my hand. I put 1 back. All right. So, I got 3 things. And then she got me a gift, which you will see that in my birthday vlog, which hopefully will go up same day this goes up. So, for that trip, and that was me and Esme, and we were spending time for my birthday. She took me there for my birthday. So 4 things I got. I got a Timon Pop Funko Pop that's exclusive to Barnes & Noble. And I don't know what the little flocked sticker means, but this was one of those buys that was on the shelf of last, what do they call it? Last time before it leaves or something like that. I can't remember, but it's one of those. So the original price was $14.99. I got this for $4. So it was almost $11 cheaper. It is not a bobblehead. Some of these are bobbleheads. So original price, but I got it. Actually, original price, but I got it for $4. So I was super excited. I'm going to see The Lion King when it comes to St. Louis on June 2nd. So I'm just my Lion King. And I have Lion King Funko Pops already. If you've seen any of my other videos from like 2-3 years ago. And when I went through my collection right before we moved to the apartment 2 years ago, you will see some of my Lion King pops, but I do not have a Timon. I don't have a Pumbaa either. So that I was really excited when I saw this. So I grabbed it. I got it. All right. And then, so there's a buy one, get one 50% off section. So I got 2 books for the price of 1. Really, well, 2 books for the price of 1.5 books. Anyway, both of these are books that are either now movies or TV show. So this first one is a movie, and it is called The Black Phone Stories, and it is by Joe Hill. And I saw the trailer for this, and I was like, oh, that is going to be an awesome movie. I did not know that it was a book until I walked in the store, and I was like, what? I got to get this, and I have to read this book before I see the movie. So, I have to read this book before I see the movie. And then the next one that I got is a Netflix series, because it has a Netflix sticker, but the sticker is kind of covered up by the Netflix circle logo. But it says a novel based on true events, and it is called The Dig. I never heard of it. It was the only other book on the table that went along with the buy one, get one 50% off. And I didn't want to not go for the deal. But both of these books together were the price of one of the books that I had put back. So this was my first Barnes and Noble haul. And so while I was at Barnes and Noble with Esme, my middle son Malachi was like, Mom, what's your first? He asked me this the day before. So Wednesday, let's rewind. Wednesday, before I even went to Barnes and Noble with Esme, my middle son Malachi was like, hey, Mom, what's a book that you really, really want? And I was like, ooh, dude, that's a hard question to ask because my wish list is really long of books that I really, really want. And he's like, yeah, but what's a book that you want most of all? I was like, well, since I can't pick, what I can do is while I'm at Barnes and Noble tomorrow with Esme, I will take pictures of books that are on my wish list that I would like that is cheap there. And he was like, okay. And what I mean is that they're cheaper in the store than on Amazon. And sometimes it is the reverse and it's cheaper on Amazon than in the store. But I get a 20% teacher's discount on every book, not just for the whole order, but for every book. So, which I did use for Esme, by the way. When she checked out, I used it for her because homegirl deserves a discount too. And then I used it for my purchase as well. And when I looked at the receipt, that's when I saw that Barnes & Noble's 20% discount doesn't work like the 20% off of the overall order. It is 20% off each individual item. So that was is 20% off of each individual item. So that was pretty awesome. All right. So lastly, I got to get going here because I got more birthday celebrations today with my mom and my sisters. So lastly, I have a Hug a Panda. This was an impulse buy. Right as I was checking out, my husband was like, oh my goodness. So the boys and my husband got me all these things, but I paid for it at the register so that I can get the 20% discount. So like still he paid for it. I just took his debit card and I was like, here you go. Can I use my 20% teacher's discount? And all I had to do was give them my number. So I gave them the card, but it was my husband's money. So, because this was a gift from him and the boys. But he knows that I love pandas and koala bears. So when he seen this, he was like, yeah, go for it. So pandas and koala bears are my favorite. All right, and then I got another Funko Pop. I have no Harry Potter Funko Pops except for the minis. So, yeah. I got a Hermione. She was the only one of the 3 best friends that was available. And the other ones were like, I think it was a mandrake. I want to say it was a mandrake root and then something else. But there were 4 in total. She was the only one. And then there were 3 other ones. And not that I won't eventually get those, but you got to start with the 3 key characters, right? So I got a Hermione with a wand. And Ron and Harry weren't there, so I didn't get them. And it is not a bobblehead. And $11.99 is the original price. But I didn't. I think it turned out to be like 9 something with a 20% discount. Next book, which is the book that I did end up putting back when I was with Esme. So I ended up getting this book because I sent a picture to my husband for my boys, and it is The Priory of the Orange Tree. I've been seeing this a lot on BookTube, YouTube, and I have been recommended to read this book. It is a tome. It is a thickened, and it is, let's see. There's a timeline in here. Oh, okay. So and a glossary. So the actual story itself, I'm thinking, okay, there we go. It's 804 pages. And then there's like all this stuff in the back of the book that I probably need to read before I read the book. Because there's like a glossary and all that stuff. But anyway, I was recommended this book because I do like sci-fi and fantasy. I don't read it as often as I watch it, but I've been told that some people know that my likes and the movies that I like, this will be a book that I like. Yeah. So I got this. Everything in this haul, in this part of the haul, is things that I sent my husband and my boys, and we end up going back on my birthday yesterday, and they showered me with these. So the next one I got is Greek Myths, a wonder book for girls and boys, and it's a bounded leather with classic illustrations and ribbon marker. And it is a Barnes & Noble exclusive. I like books that look old school but have a very modern look of them. And I do enjoy learning about Greek mythology quite a bit. So, and this was right when you walk through Barnes & Noble's door. They have like this little foyer that's right there filled of books, and a lot of books that are old classics and or have to do with old classics have this sort of old school covering. And I was like, this is cute. I like this. So I sent this one as a picture. This book was a book that I've been looking for 2 years. Every time I've gone to a comic book manga store, I could not find it. They had all of, almost all of the other Junji Ito books, but they did not have this one, and it was really frustrating me. But I found it at Barnes & Noble. Because I couldn't even find it at Barnes & Noble for a long time. I found it, and I was super happy that it was there the next day on my birthday. But it is Uzumaki. Uzumaki is how you pronounce it. But it's a horror manga, so I was told that I would like it because I like horror. And I have the second book. I think it's called Gato or Jito. But I couldn't read that one until I got this one, was what I was told. So as soon as I found it, I was like, yeah. And so that happened. And then lastly, so this book was a trade. The book that I actually wanted was $20, but it was over budget. So I traded it for some horror stories. And it says 101 Chilling Tales is what I'm going to assume that says, but it's behind an $8 sticker. So they have some sections of their store that are $20 and below, and then the rest of the store. So this came from the $20 and below section, and it is great horror stories. 101 spine-chilling tales of horror. And then it has all of, well, not all of, some of the authors that have stories in this book. So I went ahead and traded out. And this one is also a tome. And this one is 755 pages of horror stories. But what I love about this is that because it's multiple stories in one book, I don't have to read all of these at one time to classify as like reading a book to count it on my Goodreads challenge. I just pick a story, find that story on the Goodreads as its own book, read that story out of here, and then count it on my Goodreads. So all of these so we can see the name. All right, all of these are from yesterday on my birthday, and that is Bazinga. All right, that is that, and that is my book haul. That is all that I have for you, and until next time, bye.